Hey, what comes next, people? I thought I would pop back in to your world with a little video because I was reflecting on our group coaching call and I realized that I think I left out an important piece of information, at least important for me, when it came to answering your questions about channeling and about accessing intuition. The piece that I think I didn't mention, which I believe is important, is the need for this quality of surrender. So I know for me that my access to intuition received a major kick up the bum in a good way at the time of my life when my now 13-year-old daughter, I wish I didn't have to think about people ask me how old my kids are. I forget, it's terrible. My now 13-year-old daughter, she was only given a 40% chance of surviving in utero, and that was for most of the pregnancy. So from about 13 weeks on, she was kind of in trouble, and I had to have an ultrasound pretty much every week. She had to have multiple procedures in utero to save her life multiple times. So every time there was an ultrasound, there was this sense of, is she alive? Is she okay? And living in that deep state of uncertainty and fear, it was like I knew fear for the first time. It was, of course, horrendous, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But at the same time, so I just realized my fiance's out there. Hey, Ben. Hello. At the same time, I found that fear opened up a crack to let surrender come in, because I couldn't do anything but surrender because I had no control. I really couldn't do anything to make sure she would be okay. I couldn't achieve my way through it, and I had done a lot of achieving my way through things. So that crack opened, and it honestly felt like, the best analogy I can use is a cushion. Like this cushion caught me, like there was grace around me and within me, and I felt maybe for the first time in my life that I just, in some ways, I had no choice other than to surrender and rest in this grace, and trust that the universe has this, the universe has got this, and what's meant to be will be. And I think it's because of this necessary surrender. I'm not saying I did anything wonderful, because I just did what was necessary. Because of this necessary surrender, it allowed a crack through which the light came, through which the grace came, through which the intuition came. And I think, therefore, live in the hills, they say. It's peaceful, they say. They don't tell you how many chainsaws go. I think because of that surrender and that letting something bigger than me come through, I think that's the key. Surrendering to the fact that we are not always in control. Surrendering to the fact that there is something within us and around us, whether you call it grace, whether you call it the universe, it doesn't matter what you call it. Surrendering to that fact and having faith that it's there. I had to go there because there was no other choice. I also think we have a daily choice whether we do go there, whether we kind of achieve our way through life and try to be in control all the time, or whether we acknowledge that, you know what, we are co-creating this life with something bigger than us that is simultaneously around us and inside of us. Whether or not that's useful for you, I thought it was important for me to share that was and is an essential ingredient for me in accessing intuition and in channeling is keeping that crack open and allowing the grace to flow through and surrendering to it. And it's also very restful. All right, sending love as always.